What's up? It's Heaven G back with the sauce. Okay, y'all, so today I should have did this video weeks ago because this boy is over a month. Oh, anyways, we're gonna welcome him. Oops. Cordova, Derek, Lynch. Whole story, you know, why we picked the name and stuff. Not a long story, but you know, you get the drift. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, yeah. So today in this video that is overdue, this will be the labor and delivery story. And y'all, don't mind me if I get a little, hopefully I remember everything, because that's why I should have done this like a week after I had him or something. But I kind of did a little timeline, like wrote it out on my notes. So hopefully I didn't write out everything, so hopefully I remember everything. So yeah, let's get into this video. So it started off, so I was originally due April 7th with him, but you know, just like my daughter before, if y'all don't know, I was overdue with her too. I ended up going in like after 41 weeks to get induced or whatever. And mind you, there was people like telling me before I even had him, like months before, like when I got married and stuff in January, they're like, don't like get induced or whatever because it might, that's probably why you were in the hospital for a long time and blah blah blah. And you know, I had only had one baby so far before I had him, so I was thinking like, oh, I guess that's why I stayed in the hospital that long. So I guess I'm gonna just wait and keep waiting until I have him, like, naturally. Which, y'all, I found out too, like, when people say, oh, naturally, like, even when you get epidural, it's still naturally or whatever, like, so, okay, anyways, so after, when I got to like over like 41 weeks, whatever, I was like, I'm over this, like, I'm gonna get induced. Like, he's getting a little too comfortable. Everybody kept asking me every day, like, I got messages and stuff like, did you have him, did you have him, did you have him, like, and I'm over here like, no, like, I wish. So yeah. That's not funny.
I'm
Get
sorry.
out.
Yay!
Just go for it. Get my nerves.
On schoolyard, cuz.
Oh, dang.
A pimp gonna always be pimping.
But over, it's not funny. Anyways, while people trying to interrupt my video, I forgot. I think it got cut off anyways, so I low-key forgot where I was at. So I'm gonna just start from when I ended up going to the doctors. So yeah, I was over 41 weeks and I went to the doctors. Well, they gave me a call because they're like, oh, if you get closer to 42 weeks, whatever, like, you know, that's not really, like, people can go into their 42 weeks, but it's not really good to keep going because the placenta starts getting smaller, and you know, that's where they get all their nutrients and blah 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 from. So you get it, you know. So anyways, I went to the doctors because they called me and they were like, oh, you still haven't had the baby? Well, the doctor needs to see you. Like, we need to check, make sure the baby's okay. So I went to the doctors and they checked on the baby, made sure the baby was okay. Y'all, I was sitting on, so I had to go in there first of all. It was me, my daughter, and my hubby or whatever. And I laid on the, like, thing, whatever, and they had to put, like, if y'all had babies or whatever, like, y'all know, like, the little thing that checks the heartbeat and stuff like that, the little strap that goes around and stuff like, or it's like a big strap kind of. And so, like, they put that on your stomach, and so I was sitting there. They're like, oh, we're kind of behind too because the COVID stuff going on. Oh yeah, mind you, I didn't even let y'all know. I literally had, labor and delivery during COVID-19, during a pandemic. So anyways, then yeah, after, so like I had to sit on there for like, I think it was like 20 minutes, something like that. I know it was a long time, and I was getting very impatient, just sitting in one spot and stuff. So then the doctor finally came in after they're like, okay, you look good, and the doctor's coming in, blah, blah, blah. So then it was pretty short. Like, we ended up, um, uh, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm going blank. So like the doctor, once she came in, basically we talked a little bit. She asked how I was doing, what questions do I have, and blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, what, no, do you want to get induced and stuff like that? I was like, yeah, because I'm over 41 weeks, close to 42 weeks, like, I'm over it. And then, she ended up saying, well, what day do you want, whatever. I'm like, any day. Like, we were both like, any day, like, it don't matter, like, now. Just playing. But she was like, yeah, I could call the hospital, and then because the hospital was like literally connected to like, not literally connected, but like they're the same, like the doctor's office that I went to and the hospital, or clinic, if you want to say, whatever, they're both like the same, whatever. So she called them and she was like, what day could I basically do and stuff, and like I want to do it ASAP. So she was like, she came back in and we looked at her and she was like, yeah, tomorrow, like y'all could do it tomorrow. And we're like, woo, tomorrow. And then we already had stuff figured out for our daughter, like to go to be in between both of our moms and stuff. So that was already like all good. She had her suitcase and stuff. So we was ready. We said, okay, we ready like tomorrow morning. She said 9:30. We're like, okay, we ready. So mind you, I can't even sleep through the night anyway. So oh, and this boy is breaking out too. I hope y'all can't really see it. But anyways, what happened? So we left and then we came home. Everything, me being the person that I am, I already had stuff packed like weeks before, like the beginning of April. So yeah, I was like, I'm ready and stuff. Like, and I can't, like, during my pregnancy and stuff, I didn't do good with sleeping at all anyway. So I was up most of the night. And I like redid my hair because I was like, I gotta look good this time because my daughter, I was looking a little ratchet, okay? Hair wasn't really done, because I didn't care. But this time I was like, I need to care. I need to look good, okay? This probably gonna be my last baby because 2 is enough. 2. So, anyways, we went to the. I'm gonna fast forward to like the next morning. My mom came to pick up my daughter, and then I still wasn't like. I think the night before I felt like a little bit of contractions, like while I was doing my hair, and I was like, okay, like they're not too bad. Like I know what contractions feel like, so I was like, it stopped me a little bit, but I was like, okay, like I know how to breathe and focus on my breathing and stuff, so I'm good. So it wasn't that bad. So I had a few of those, and let's go back to the next morning. After my daughter got picked up, then I had to call in to the hospital because they also said, okay, make sure you call in to like still make sure that they have that spot for you, like the appointment, which most likely they will, but just in case they don't, like they can give you a different time, whatever. I'm just like hoping, like I hope in the morning, like I'm praying, like hopefully I don't want the time change. So then I called them, and then first of all, the lady, when I called her and stuff, boy, I know this boy went to sleep. So when I called her, she was like, she had to put me on hold and stuff. And then I got confused because she was on hold for a long time because she's like, yeah, let me check, what's your name? And I was like, my name is Heaven, and that's my last name. And then she was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna put you on hold for a second. And so I'm thinking she about to connect me to somebody else. So when she get back on the phone, I didn't even remember her name. And she was like, yeah, all she said was yeah. And I'm like, or she said hello. And I'm like, yes. And then she's like, yeah. And I'm like, did I get transferred or something? Like to somebody else? Like, and then I'm like, who is this? Is this the same girl I was talking to before? And she was like, this is blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh, I don't know who I was talking to before. Like, I don't know the name. So, she's like, well, you had the appointment for like 9:30, whatever, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, yeah, so you might as well, you can come in now, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, when I got off the phone, I'm like, why didn't she just say that? Like, when she got back on the phone, like, why didn't she just say, okay, you can come in? Like, instead of being like, hello, like, I'm waiting for an answer because I asked you, like, first. But anyways, so fast forward, we get to the hospital, and I'm also, throughout this video, I don't remember how many videos or pictures I took, but throughout this video, I put like in little clips and stuff. But anyways, we get there around 9:30. But first, I had to grab the Wendy's breakfast, y'all. Y'all gonna see it in the clip, okay? But I had to get some Wendy's breakfast, and I didn't eat in the car because I'm like, I'm gonna wait till I get there and eat something, even though I'm hungry as hell. I'm hungry, okay? But I'm gonna wait till I get to the hospital, okay? So then we get to the hospital, because we already close to the hospital from where Wendy's was at. And ooh, I'm a little hungry. Hopefully y'all ain't hear that. So anyways, we get to the hospital, and then y'all, it was a longer process than, like, with my daughter before, I didn't have her during the pandemic because that was almost 2 years ago. So I was able to just walk in, check in, fill out some paper, get in the room. This time, we had to walk in, then me and my husband had to be separated, so I got to go all the way in, and then they gave me a mask, and then him a mask, and they had different designs, so you're able to pick which one you want. It wasn't the little paper, little blue mask, whatever. So, they gave us our mask, and then they're like, you go forward, you're gonna have to, fill out some papers, and then he's gonna stay back here, we're gonna take his temperature, blah, blah, blah. And it's crazy because I heard in other places, like the pregnant women in some other states, I guess, they do the testing for COVID and stuff like that, and so I'm glad I ain't have to do that. I'm like, I'm good, I ain't got no fever, nothing like that. But I guess even though if they didn't have a fever, like, they still was checking you. So I was looking at the time, y'all, because, yeah, this is going to be kind of a long video. So I might do it in 2 parts, depending. So, anyways, my husband had to get questioned and stuff, and, like, get his temperature checked, and blah, blah. He was good. He was straight. We was both straight. We don't be going nowhere. Like, we chill at the house and stuff like that, so. And then we around family sometimes, and they stay in the house, like, it don't, So we was good, and then they were like, oh, we have to wait and stuff so they can, so the nurse can come and get us. So then we sat out in, like, a little waiting area, and then we went in, and we sat down, got comfortable. Then they told us, because it was already a little past 9:30 now, so it was close to 10. And then the doctors told me to, like, change out of my stuff and get into, like, the gown and stuff like that. So I have a clip where, like, I did, like, a little tour. I don't know if it was the whole room, but I did have my mask on too. So I have some pictures and clips. And then I also went to the bathroom, did a little, like, tour in there. And put on my gown and stuff because they told me to change it to that and get comfortable. Hey y'all, so this is my room. And so then we can try to get this going. So then after all that stuff, then I laid back down and stuff because they had to get the name. They're like, what's the name? Like, you have the name for him. And they have this board up on the door and they fill out all the stuff for you. With like the name, the doctor's names, you guys, the parents' names, stuff like that. And like what your plan is, like what medicine you're going to be having, stuff like that. And then the plan for the baby, like, do you decide to get certain medicine for them once they're born, all this stuff. So then we sat down. No, I sat back in the bed. And then the doctor was like, well, we're going to check your cervix and stuff like that, see how soft it is, because we did. You know, find out from your doctor that you were about, I think I was about 2 centimeters dilated and stuff. So they're like, okay, we just need to see if it's like soft enough, like check again. So they checked. Then they're like, okay, yeah, you're 2 centimeters. And you're soft enough, because they're seeing if they're gonna have to like soften it up more with either like a pill they would have to put in or like something else they like put up in your area. And so thank God they're like, no, you don't have to, because I would have had to do that, then get on Pitocin too, which starts the contraction so you can start dilating and stuff. So yeah, they're like, you can go to Pitocin, like there's no, because they had to ask the doctor too. So the doctor was like, it's okay, like she can go straight to Pitocin, whatever. So then, they came back, and soon like they gave me fluids, but before that they had to stick a needle in, and before they even stick a needle in, they gotta numb you up. So yeah, I had to get a needle stuck in, and then they put like fluids in there through like here or whatever. They put the needle in there, and so you have like these bags of like fluid and stuff like that goes through, and you feel like a cooling sensation and stuff. It's so weird. But they had to do that. They had to get some blood for me too, make sure everything was good, and everything was good. So yeah, they started me on Pitocin. I think it was around like 10 something, because I remember I had to. No, I didn't have to, but I FaceTime my Nana because she's a very, religious lady, and she keeps me calm and stuff. And my Nana is my grandmother, so I was on the phone with her. They started me on Pitocin around that time. And sorry if I forget. I be forgetting sometimes, y'all, like, and everything. So, yeah, around that time, people were, like, calling me and stuff. And it's funny because I've watched, like, videos of other people of their labor story and stuff. And they were saying, like, it was so painful, I was screaming and blah, blah, blah. And luckily, like, the first time I gave birth, I was taught how to like focus on my breathing. So contractions, like, they're not gonna be easy, but if you're breathing and you're kind of ready for them, like, and you make sure you don't tense up and stuff like that, like, you're good. So I made sure I was focused on my breathing and all that. Yeah, I made sure I was focused on my breathing. And like they were like, okay, sometimes I was tensing up though, because they started coming faster. Like, I think after an hour, like, I already started, so maybe around 12 or 1, I already was like dilated. Like, I was dilating. At first I wasn't dilating that much because they start going up on the numbers. And so on the Pitocin or whatever, like how much they give you. And so I wasn't dilating that fast, so they had to like, bring the contractions wasn't as close as they wanted, because it needs to be consistent and be like every few minutes and stuff. And it wasn't, sometimes it was going like that, but sometimes it wasn't. So anyways, they, after like, yeah, probably after a few hours, like by the afternoon, like I was probably already getting close to, because I know before I went to before I got the epidural, I know that I was like, I want to say I was 7 centimeters already, I think. Because I was just breathing through, like, I wanted to go as long as I could without getting the epidural, because sometimes the epidural could slow it down and stuff, because you're numb, waist down and stuff like that. So, and you have to sit down, and good thing I decided to like get a bouncy ball, and I decided to sit on there. I talked on the phone, breathe through my contractions, taking deep breaths, like holding it, then blowing it out, stuff like that. And they kept checking up on me, and then they also asked you anyways if you want to do epidural, and I was like, yes, like, but I need some time at first, and then, you know, once I get to a certain, like, when I can't handle it no more, like, for real, then I'll do that, get on the epidural. So I finally, like, after a minute, they was like, once it started getting to, oh, I cannot remember the time, because I know it was later on in the afternoon. Because I had him around 6. Y'all don't judge me. I got everything's a little, I'm getting a little blank up in here. Okay. So, but it was around like 6 I had him. So anyways, once I got on the epidural, then they had to like lay me down because you're numb, you can't walk around or nothing like that. And yeah, I was already like 6-7 centimeters, like I was doing good, y'all. I was doing good, y'all. But it was so irritating because the whole epidural process, like, it's okay, but when you going through, oh my god, when you going through like contractions back to back, like when you get it, when you can't handle the contraction no more, like it's not like it's gonna be gone right that second, because first of all, you gotta like, you know, bend over and stuff. Then they gotta, it's going through your spine, so they gotta check your spine, like where they gonna put it and stuff. And then they have to numb you up. Mind you, like when you have a contraction, like you kind of get stuck, like you want to move too and stuff. And you have to make sure you're breathing through these so you don't move, because you could be paralyzed or anything like that. So he's just like, breathe and stuff. The doctor's like, breathe. And I'm like, okay, I got this. I made sure I was still. They were like, oh my gosh, you're doing so good. You're so strong. All this stuff. And I ended up finally getting epidural, but like you're still going to feel the contractions. Because even a little bit before I got the epidural, they actually gave me some medicine because I was like, I really can't handle it. Like, I need something there. Like, do you want us to give you a little medicine before you get the epidural? But it does make you kind of lightheaded and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, like, give me something that, like, it doesn't make them go away, but they're, like, bearable, you know? So, I was like, I had to lay back, and then my aunt was like, make sure you put on a cold rag and stuff, it'll make you feel a little better. And so that did it. So yeah, now fast forwarding, skipping ahead, we already went through the epidural process, and then I started feeling like pressure. I started feeling pressure like in my butt, and then cause with my daughter, I didn't really feel nothing. I just felt like pressure in my butt, but I didn't have to feel like as she was coming down, like I didn't feel all that. So he started going down more and more. They were checking me and stuff. And then they're like, yeah, he's coming down, but we just need it. Like, you have one side of your cervix, like, that's all the way gone. And then the other side, that side just needs just a little bit more, and then we can start pushing or whatever. Because they were also waiting for my doctor, who was in the same hospital. She was just finishing up with something. So then, yeah, she finally got there because they were like, do you want to wait for him? I'm like, yeah, I can wait a little bit. And then, y'all, it was crazy because I was chilling for a minute because I'm like, I can't feel nothing, but I kept feeling pressure. And then I'm like, I can literally, like, they said because the nurse left, and they were like, let us know, like, when you're just like, it's like a forceful pushing, like, you don't choose to do it or whatever, but it's like, you just feel like you have to push. So they're like, when you feel like you really have to push, like, you can't really avoid not pushing, like, let us know, like, you gonna know when. I'm like, okay, whatever. And so then I end up soon, I was like, because I kept trying to go to sleep, and I'm like, I kept crying because I'm like, what the heck? Like, I really feel him coming down. I feel like I gotta push. I was like, like, it was just, oh my gosh. And so then I ended up calling him back and I'm like, I definitely feel like I gotta push and stuff. And I was still on FaceTime like with a couple of my family members and stuff because they couldn't go in the hospital with me because of the whole COVID thing. So, I mean, at least it got to be both of us parents because some people didn't get that, which is sad. But yeah, so I was still on FaceTime. Everybody was encouraging me and stuff. They're like, "You're doing so good, blah, blah, blah." So the nurses finally came in. They're like, "Yup, you're ready to push." And I was like, "Okay." And the whole time in my head, I'm like, "I hope I don't rip. I hope I don't rip." Even if I do, which I did, like my first pregnancy, just a little bit. I was like, just let it be like that. Don't let it be no big rip, please, because I feel like this boy's gonna be a little bigger because, yeah. So then, um, my doctor finally came in and everything, and everybody was like, turn me around. I put my legs up, and my husband was right by me, holding my hand and like keeping like everybody on FaceTime that I had on there so they can, be there. So then I started pushing because I kept feeling like I had to push, and I'm like, okay, like this isn't too bad. Like, it's bad, but it ain't too bad. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because when the head comes out, it's like, okay, I done got the head out. And after that head come out, then the shoulders. The shoulders, head, shoulders, like, they like a little wider. Y'all, when I'm telling you that stuff burn, I was like crying like it burns because they're like, okay, keep pushing. Because I pushed one time, got his head out, and they're like, okay, keep pushing, like, keep pushing. And I got done with this in like a few like minutes. Like, it didn't take me that long to push. Like, and this whole delivery and labor, like, it was over like a couple of hours. Like, I was not in there long for labor and delivery at all. With my daughter, I was there for a while. For labor, like, it was over a day. And or no, it was, I think, over 16 hours, something like that. I know it was long. And then but then the delivery with her, like, it was maybe like 10 minutes, I think. Like, it wasn't that long. So with him, yeah, once it got to the shoulders, it burned so bad, y'all. Like, I can't even explain it. I was like, oh my gosh. So anyways, oh my gosh, my thing beeping about to die. So anyways, because I also have another part where I tell like what happens after delivery, labor and delivery. But I had him around 6 p.m. I believe it was 6:39. I'm not sure. And then he weighed 8 pounds and oh my gosh, y'all, I am blinking out. But he weighed over 8 pounds. Let me just say that. He big. Well, he long. And 22 inches. And yeah, that was my labor and delivery story. Or actually going through labor and delivery in a pandemic, which was just different. So this was kind of long, but thank you guys for watching. He's knocked out now, but yeah, look at him, his cute little socks and stuff. He love his sleep. But yeah, let me know if y'all want to see any videos like a day in the life, like with, this isn't really gonna be a family channel. I'll make one later on, but like this is more of me. But I wanted to tell my stories with different stuff. But let me know if y'all want to know about any other stories, like how it was after labor and delivery. If y'all have any questions, I'll answer them. Follow me on my Instagram. Let me remember, because everything will be in the description below. Okay, y'all. But follow me on Instagram. I am _HeavenG, all lowercase. I mean, I was about to say undercase. It's what? Yeah, but follow me on I am HeavenG on Instagram. My Snapchat, which is HeavenG_baby1. That will also be in the description box down below. All of my social medias, and my Twitter, which is Heaven G, like that's my channel name. But we're trying to build and grow this channel, and I just want to, I'm a talker. My name is Heaven G. That's what they call me. Okay. But I'm here to just tell my stories, do hair videos, do like day in the life with me, like what I do in a day, like Q&A's, stuff like that. So make sure you follow me on my social media. Don't forget to subscribe, y'all. Hit that bell button so you can get notified, y'all. Like, why wouldn't you want to get notified about my videos? Oh my gosh, like, come on now. Come on. Come on. But anyways, yeah. Do that. Follow me on all my social media so you can be updated with me, my, like, a little bit of my personal life, stuff like that. Except I ain't giving out my Facebook because that's real personal. That's real personal. But go ahead and do that. I hope I said everything. Subscribe, like, yeah, comment, share if you can, like, because, like, why not? So, anyways, thank you for watching again my story time of having a baby in a pandemic, labor and delivery in a pandemic, stuff like that. It was crazy. But yeah, love you guys. And I need to come up with a name soon. Like, I got some ideas, y'all, but I don't know. But this was a pretty long video, so I don't know if I'm going to do it in 2 parts or not. We'll see once I edit it, because I still got to go through that. And yeah, but let me know if y'all want a story about how it is after labor and delivery, with like a baby, or like with your body, like a woman like going through like certain stuff, like emotionally, stuff like that, and or how it was going through my pregnancy and stuff. Just let me know, okay? Click the like button below, okay? Okay, I played too much, but bye.